Good day, everyone. In our today's class, we are going to look at a topic under physics called physical quantity. Before we go deep into what we call physical quantity, let's quickly look at what we call quantity and units. And from there, we'll look into what we call physical quantity. When we say quantity, what are they trying to tell us by saying quantity in physics? Quantity simply means amount or numerical value, that is number. While unit is the unit of what? Measurement. In general, every physics has to do with measurement. That is, most of what we deal with in physics has to do with what? Measurement. And that was why they said physics is science of what? Measurements. Now, when we say quantity, remember I said it's amount or numerical value, that is number, while unit is unit of what? Measurement. For example, let's say we have 440 grams. Now 40 grams, this 40 here is referred to as the what? The quantity, while this gram here is referred to as the what? The unit. Now, from the definition, quantity is what? Numerical value or number. If you look at this 40 gram, this 40 represents the what? The quantity, while this represents the unit. The gram represents the unit. Now, with this now, we can now look at what we call physical quantity. When we say physical quantity, what are they trying to tell us? Physical quantity simply means anything that is measurable is referred to as what? Physical quantity. Now look at it. Let me now go back to this 40 gram. Let's say it is a particular iron that was weighed to be 40 gram. That means that iron itself is the physical quantity. Why? This is the amount of that iron and this is the unit of it. So anything so far that is measurable is referred to as what? Physical quantity. Therefore, physical quantity is divided into two. We have the fundamental quantity, that which is also known as what? Basic quantity. And we have the derived quantity. In our today's class, we are not going to look at the derived quantity because of time. So we are going to base or limit our class today to fundamental quantity, which is also known as the basic quantity. Now, when we say fundamental quantity, what do we mean by fundamental quantity in physics? Fundamental quantity simply means, okay, let me come back. In that fundamental quantity, we are still going to look at both fundamental quantity and unit together because the two goes with each other. Now, fundamental quantity, they are those quantity that does not depend on other quantity, and they are standard quantity known internationally all over the world. Now, when we say fundamental quantity, they are those quantities that does not depend on other quantity. Why fundamental unit? They are those units that does not depend on other unit. Neither can they be what? Change. Now, we have 7 fundamental quantity and 7 fundamental units. Remember, fundamental quantity or fundamental unit, they are constant and generally accepted all over the world. The fundamental unit is also referred to as standard international unit. Standard what? International unit. Now, we have 7 fundamental quantity. And look at it on the board. Fundamental quantity and unit. We have, the table is divided into 2. But under one, it is divided into 2. And the other second one, it is also divided into 2. In the fundamental quantity side here, we have name and symbol. The first fundamental quantity here is mass. The symbol is M. We have length. The symbol is L. We have time. The symbol is T. Temperature. The symbol is capital T. While time is small t. Current is I. While amount of substance is N, small n. And luminous intensity is IV. IV represented in IV. While the unit of mass is kilogram and its symbol is kg. The unit of length is meter and it's represented the unit, the symbol is what? Meter, m rather. Now, seconds is the unit of time and it is represented with what? Small x. While temperature is the unit of Kelvin is the unit of temperature and it is represented with A. And ampere is the unit of current and it is represented with what? A. While amount of substance is the unit is mole and it is represented with what? MOL. And luminous intensity, the unit is candela and it is represented with what? CD.